Hi, welcome back to the Chew Toy channel. In this video, I'm going to show you how to remove the active shutter and do a delete if you're looking to delete the flaps on your vehicle here. I had taken this apart because I wanted to repaint these. I had one time sprayed these with Musou Black and I did a prime. I can see here the prime is up here and there's a little bit of discoloration, and Musou Black actually faded over time. Which I wasn't happy about, so I'm gonna paint this over again. This is actually dip your car, which is in a black color, and I'm gonna paint over again when I get black 4.0. But getting back to this video, basically to remove this panel or the cartridge, there's actually 3 Torx screws, T20 screws here. I have one in my hand. Right, there's 3 on this side. There's 3 on that side. I'm gonna go ahead and remove them. Now that that's done, you need a trim tool, and you need to pop open the push pin that's up here, the rivet. So I already popped that out just to kind of show you, and I'll put that on the side as well. Now this cartridge can come out, so here on the top, you can lift that off. On the bottom here, this wiggles out as well. All right, so just make sure it's loose, and there you go. Okay. Now on the middle, you have the power adapter for the actuator here. So if I'm correct, you can just pull that off. Let me see if it needs any special tools to do it. Yes, I think you need a slider screwdriver to push that in the middle there. Okay, now that's off. There's a little clip that holds this in here, so you can actually wiggle that out slowly and gently. You don't want to kind of put pressure and snap it off. Now that's off, and the cartridge is totally free. Now I'm going to try to do from this side, just to show you, but there's, it's upside down, but there's more Torx screws here. Same T20, sorry, T20 I believe. And then here's the actual actuator here in the middle. Held down, it's actually strapped in with a metal plate over it, or harness, so that's 4 bolts there, and we'll take that off. And I'll pause that here so I can actually angle the camera down. Alright, I'm back. I put the cartridge on top of some foam so I don't scratch it up. One point that I want to also note is that these panels are actually labeled. So you have R2 there, R1, R2, 3, 4, 5. So if you actually take these apart and you need to put them back together, then you know which order they are. So for some people, I've seen in other videos, they've taken a hacksaw and they've actually cut off the arms in the front with either a hacksaw or a lopper. This is probably more safer if you want to actually return the car to its original state and put these slats back in. If you have a cell check engine light, and you don't want that to appear, you need to put them back in, then you can do so again. So I'm going to pause this video to put my camera back on the tripod, and I'm going to actually start to remove these screws. Alright, the camera is back on the tripod. I'm going to swing around the other side as to not to try to block the view as much as possible. I'll start off with the cover first. So there's again 4 Torx screws here. Cover comes off. There's 1 bolt here holding off the actuator itself. It's kind of loose. I got to put that more tighter next time, so this actually comes loose, but you can't take it off because the control arm is connected to the panels. So next I'm going to remove these sets of Torx up here. Okay, now that holds that in place. So I found that the best way to now take these off, because there are 2 pins that hold the top in, and what the other pins allow to let it kind of sway with the control arm bar here. And then this one is bottom, just a single one. So I found that the best way to kind of remove this is to just lift this up from this side. Right, once you lift it up from this side, you can pull down and push this side out. So let me try to do that slowly. Make sure my actuator's out. There we go. So they're a little bit stuck because I painted them, and I painted over the tabs that are in here, so they're a little tight. Yeah, majority is are out except for the bottom corners. This is my last set to pop these free. There we go. Okay, now these are totally loose. So now you have the control arms. You have these that can open, and to remove them you simply have to pull them out. There is a special, some of the tabs have special notches on them. Let me see if I can swing around and show you what they look like on camera. So if you can see tightly, this one has a little notch on that side. You have to flip it so that it turns, and then it can wiggle free. So if you actually turn it that way, now it's in the right position to loosen it up. This one is already sort of in its position on the open, and basically you just tilt these out until they can come off, and that's how you actually remove these panels. I'm not going to do that because I'm going to leave my panels in. I'm going to reinstall it, so I don't want to kind of use that effort to take it out and put it back in, but you get the idea of how to do that. Now the last piece to pull the center flap out is this connector for the control arm here. Sorry about the moving around, I can't see through the angle. There's a little plug here, and it's a I'll call it a plus shape, where you have to push out the sides and push it through to take this off the arm. All right, I did some off-camera trickery. Again, it was a struggle to kind of get these two kind of hold in at the same time, but I finally got to do it. What I did was I loosened one side, used my thumb to push it down to keep the pressure on it. So I worked off, kind of 2-4 sides here to get it through. Now this is the button that comes out. It releases this. Now you have a free cartridge that you can actually play around with as well if you need to. All right, so that's pretty much how to take apart the active grille shutter. I'm just going to briefly show you my bumper, how I pulled it off. It's not an instructional video, but I'll show you some points where I took the screws off. All right, finally, to wrap up my video, as I said, I had to do a bumper pull to actually get to the active grille shutters. So I just want to kind of quickly show you the points where actually I did a lot of unclipping and unscrewing. So as you can see, the bumper is off here. Let me swing around to the other side. This is the top side, which is up here. So basically you take off the weather stripping here. Then you remove this cover here. And then you have access to the screws here. And then there are clips here, so you have to pull this forward off the clip. Oops, sorry. There are clips here. And you have to pull the bumpers off the clips here. And when you insert it back, you have to go underneath the clips there. Actually, underneath the car is fairly easy. If you ever install a front lip, you have those push pins and the screws down here. As you can see, I have a very scratched up bottom. So imagine if I actually put a front lip on there too, how much clearance or how much more scratching that I have. But simply just remove those screws. And then let me swing around to the sides here. Or sorry, in the back side. So to take it off from the headlight assembly area, there's actually 3 bolts, I believe. I believe there's 2 and 1 more, so there should be 3 bolts to remove. What else do I need to show you? Actually, let me show you the wiring that's underneath here as well. So if you hang out, let me try to flip this with one hand. There you go. I'll try to flip it so the weight doesn't fall. All right. So this is the wiring assembly here. So you have to disconnect this main connector here that actually has the wiring for your front camera and your PDC sensors here. There's a side sensor and side camera, I believe, that are in here that have to come off here. I show you that on the vehicle, so I'll turn around. Here's the main plug. Here's your PDC and camera that are over here. What else can I show you? The location of where the screws are. So pretty much when you go through the wheel well, they're up in this area, up here, to pull the bumper off there. So pretty much that's all there is. And just one bonus point. I've seen other people ask how to pull the side vent here, so they want to replace this with carbon fiber. what I found is that it's not easy, that I can tell. So if I, I have it kind of disconnected already for a little bit, I couldn't get the other side disconnected. I'll swing over to the back. So from the back side, there are the clips that are in here, so I can't see how you can unclip those from without taking the bumpers off. There's 3 of those, and I assume on the other side there's 3 more, but it's actually protected by the housing here, which is a lot of work to take off in order to disconnect that. So I haven't found an easy way to do it. If somebody else has done it, great to see your video. And again, thank you for watching the Chew Toy channel for this episode of how to remove your active grille shutter flaps. Thanks for watching.